Have a nice day, students. Today we are going to learn the poem which names My Mother at 66. Alright, students, this poem is of your class, that is 12th, and in your syllabus this is the first poem. Alright, so before we proceed, we shall learn about the poet first. Alright, so what is the name of the poet? Yes, Kamla Das. So first of all, we'll have some knowledge about our poet Kamla Das, and then after we'll proceed. Okay, well, Kamla Das was born in 1934. Okay, she was born in 1934, and she was born in Malabar, Kerala. Okay, so this Malabar is the city of Kerala. She is recognized as one of India's foremost poets. Okay, her works are known for their originality, versatility, and the indigenous flavor of the soil. Okay, means she is originally known for her original work and her versatility. She has plenty of qualities, you can say, and she is a national poet, you can say. Kamla Das has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Madhavikutty. Yes, so it's the Malayalam name, Malayalam language. Okay, so it's the Malayalam term. Some of her works in English include the novel Alphabet of Lust, which was published in 1977, and a collection of short stories Padmavati the Harlot, okay, and other stories, which was published in 1992. Okay, some of her works in English include the novel Alphabet of Lust, which was published in 1977, a collection of short stories Padmavati the Harlot, and other stories, which was published in 1992. In addition to 5 books of poetry, she is a sensitive writer, okay, who captures the complex subtleties of human relationship. Students now understand complex subtleties. That is very difficult, small things that we hardly notice, and she is implying this term here for relationships, human relationships, where some minor things are sometimes ignored. So she is discussing about such things in lyrical idiom. So this quality of writing her poetry is very appreciable, that she is writing this in lyrical idiom. That means the idiom has been used here, which is poetic. All right, My Mother at 66 is an example of such an art. Okay, now we proceed. Before you read, there is one question, and I hope you should answer this question first of all yourself. Aging is a natural process. Obviously, we don't have any doubt. If we are born, we have to die. We are mortal beings. Yes, man is mortal. Have you ever thought what our elderly parents expect from us? Yes, they have plenty of expectations from us. In different situations they expect different things. Very well, your parents, elderly parents, means when they grow up and when they become old, they expect something from you. So when you are a child, they expect that you should go to school and you should obtain better quality of education, a better qualitative education, you can say. All right, and when you grow up, they want that you should work, you should start doing your job, etc., and you should obtain your goal. And when you become very young and responsible person of your society and your home as well, and they grow old, so that time they expect that you should look after them. Okay, now they become dependent, as when you were a child, in your babyhood, in your childhood, you were dependent on your parents. Similarly, when they grow old, you can say, and it is said that old people are the another stage of childhood. Okay, in old age, people are dependent on somebody else. Okay, they become helpless. They neither can't eat themselves, they neither can't do certain work themselves. So in this way they become dependent. At that time, our role starts, means we should look after our parents, as they had looked after us in our babyhood and childhood. Okay students, now we'll move forward and we'll read the poem first, then after we'll go to the explanation. So the poem reads, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother. Okay, look here, M for morning, M for mother, M for my. Morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she thought away and looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes, but after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away. I looked again at her wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Alright student, so if you pay attention, you will notice that this entire poem has been composed in one sentence. So this is a fascinating fact of this poetry. Okay, and further something more is there that I'll mention you later on. Alright, and something is noticeable here regarding the poetic devices, students. So if you pay attention, you will find plenty of poetic devices, but major poetic devices which are here to discuss with it, I will mention this. So first of all, what do you say? If you pay attention here, you find morning, my mother and me. So all these four words are starting with the same letter. What is that? M. Yes. So when such letters are repeated more than once in the same line in poetry, so that literary device is called alliteration. Okay. So, further that can be divided into something else, that is called consonants. Alright, so I think you might have read such things in your previous classes. Okay, and now what else is there? Yes, you might find sometimes some repetition is there also. Okay, as you can see, a smile, and smile. Okay, this is also a poetic device. Alright students, and if you talk about the rhyme scheme, so in this poem rhyme scheme has not been implied, that has not been used, and this poem is in free verse. So let me tell you what is free verse. So such poems are always written without a proper you can say meter in a sentence or meter in a line, as well as this does not have any rhyme scheme. So if a poem is out of all these qualities, that poem is called free verse. And sometimes blank verse is also read, but that is different than this. Now understand the explanation of this poem, students. This is a touching poem written by Indian poet Kamla Das, very well. I have discussed about this earlier too, and she wrote this poem under the name of Madhavikutty. I have told. In this poem, she describes her feelings of love. Alright, what? Yes, feelings of love and attachment towards her aging mother. Alright, our poet is showing her feeling of love towards whom? Yes, towards her aging mother. Okay, and this poem is a short poem, no doubt. Okay, it is a short poem, and without a full stop, even in the end you do not find any full stop. Okay, that is the symbol of continuity. This is called ellipsis. Okay, understand again, ellipsis, this is called ellipsis. Alright, so the poem is like a long sentence, understood, from here to there, it is there. Overflowing thought process. The poet uses the device of comparison and contrast. Okay, what is there? Yes, there is comparison and contrast that you will find in this line. Simile is there that I have told you about. What is simile? Yes, if we compare something with like or that, sorry, like and as, that is called simile. So like is here, okay, that is called simile. And repetition is also there, as I have told you there. For example, here too, thought, away, and. All right. So firstly, when the poet is on her way to Cochin or to the Cochin airport, okay, with her old mother sitting beside her in the same car. So that time, she looks at her closely and presents before us her image. Okay, means our poet looks at her mother while she was, in the car. She looks at her very closely and presents before us her image. Whose image? Yes, the grandmother's image. All right, not sorry to say, not grandmother's, her mother's image. She compares her with a corpse. Student, corpse means, what is that? Yes, that is a dead body. Okay, so here that is, the simile. What is here? Simile. I saw my mother beside me, doze, open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse. Means here she compares her mother, with a corpse. Corpse means dead body. So why does, the daughter compare her mother with a dead body? Okay, so students, in this age when somebody, becomes 60 years old, 70 years old, so that time, the family members of that person is always afraid, of losing him or her. Okay, so that's why this image is being cropped up in her mind, or you can say she is imagining such things. All right, now listen, student, as she looks at her mother's pale and pallid face, that face which is yellow type, okay, means that does not have reddish color, that does not have live color. Okay, it looks that she is suffering from some diseases. All right, so the patient of jaundice also looks like a man or a woman with pale face. And as she looks at her mother's pale and pallid face, she is struck with her horror and pain of losing her. This is here the feeling can be seen of the poet. Okay, the mother with the dozing face and open mouth is compared to a corpse. Okay, here the poet shows the typical love and affection which is present in a mother-daughter relation. Which relation? The mother and daughter relation. Okay, that is being depicted here very clearly. The poet is pained and shifts her attention outside the car in order to drive out the negative feelings. All right, students, what does she say? That she thought away and looked, she thought away and looked out. So looked but soon put that thought away. Okay, so here it will pronounce thought and this will pronounce as thought. So that she thought away and looked but soon put that thought away. Okay, and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. And now look here, what does he say? Okay, so the scene outside the window is of growing life and energy. The rapidly sprinting trees alongside the merrily playing children symbolize life, youth and vitality. All right, and this is a contrast with her present state of her health. The poet here is reminded of her own childhood where when her mother had been young, whereas now she is encircled with the fear of losing her, and that has made her insecure. Okay, the merry children spilling out of their homes, but after the airport security check, standing a few yards away. Now look here, what happens? She is at the airport, to take a flight. It indicates departure and separation, which creates melancholy, sadness, as she bids goodbye to her mother. Here again a simile is used to compare her mother with a late winter's moon. Okay, you might have seen late winter's moon, students. Okay, and what happens in that situation, late winter's moon. So what happens in this season, students? So the moon is not visible clearly bright. Okay, that looks very feverish, that looks very dull. Similarly, her look was looking like that, and as the winter moon is towards the end of the time, similarly here the mother is looking at the end of the time, and in this way the comparison is made very clearly and smartly, student. Well, so let me tell you again that the poet here is reminded of her own childhood when her mother had been young, whereas now she is encircled with the fear of losing her, and that has made her insecure. She is at the airport to take a flight. It indicates departure and separation, which creates melancholy. As she bids goodbye to her mother, the image of the old, wan, worn out mother in the twilight of years strikes again. Here again a simile is used to compare her mother with the late winter's moon, whose light is obstacled by fog and mist. What happens during this time? Yes, the fog comes, okay, and it hides out the brightness of the moon, right? And mist also comes. As she looks old now, her personality is affected by it. The poet is feeling the pain of separation. My childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. What is she feeling? Yeah, the pain of separation. Really, somebody said, that where there is love, the grief of separation, the pain of separation is inescapable. Let me tell you, this line comes from a very great, short story writer, Dhumketu, Gauri Shankar Govardhan Das Jose, and he is, Gujarati short story writer, and he is the pioneer of short stories in Gujarat, in that language. So once he said, what? That really, where there is love, nobody can escape the pain of separation. All right, and that's the reality, student, that we all have to accept. And look here, our poet also is feeling or having the same pain of separation, leaving her mother and going, really this is very painful for her. Also, her childhood fear of losing her mother, which she feels that earlier was temporary but now could be forever. Okay, earlier when she had gone, that was temporary because she has come back right now. But when right now she is going away, really she does not have the expectation to meet her mother again, because she is now at the brink of that death. Well, student, could be forever as she could die of her old age is haunting her. That is coming into the mind of the poet many and many again. Okay, that is called haunting. Yes. She is so pained that it is natural for her to cry, but keeping a brave front, she hides her tears and smiles. So what does he say here? A smile and smile and smile. So if you look at these terms and the purpose of the repetition, so it is quite clear that what is she depicting through her face expression. Somewhere she is hiding the truth. She is making the promise which she does not know herself to, that really she is going to maintain that promise or not. She is hiding her tears behind this. Behind these things, okay, behind her smile there was fear, there was the fear of losing her mother. That was the fake promise, not fake promise, that was just to console her and nothing else. She is quite aware of the reality. She bids farewell to her mother, and keeping her hope of seeing her again alive, well, says, see you soon, Amma. She hides her sorrow as she does not want to create a painful environment for her mother. Well, she does not want to leave any dint of emotion in front of her mother. Well, that's why she is hiding her fear, her problem, and conveys her that as she is enjoying her life similarly, her mother should also be happy and enjoy her life. Now she is leaving some, what? She is leaving her some hint that, as she is living herself happily, even the mother should live happily to her remaining remaining days. Okay. Well, students, so the poem revolves around the theme of advancing age and the fear that adheres to its loss and separation. It is a sentimental account of the mother's approaching end through the eyes of the daughter. Okay. The seemingly short poem touches upon this theme of the filial bond between the mother and daughter, smeared in the backdrop of nostalgia and fear. Nostalgia of the past, at the time spent with her mother, and fear of the future without her. Okay, so such things are very pricking. Well, but this is the reality that we all have to understand at any cost, students. Reality can never be denied. That is to happen when it is to happen. Okay. Well, students, while my lecture was there, okay, there was some certain terms which might be very difficult to you. So let me tell you, there are certain words written here. Sprinting, that means short fast race running. Van, colorless. Okay, and there are some more terms, okay, which might be helpful to you, but you must go through your dictionary also to find out some minor terms that you don't know. So if you have a notebook, note down certain words that I am dictating right now. First of all, which is the word? Yes, doze. So doze means a short light sleep. Then after ashen, okay, ashen means very pale. Okay, means you can say like ash. Ash means after something is burnt, the remaining part which is left in powder, that is called ash. Okay, so ash, like ash. Corpse, corpse, the dead body. Then after sprinting means that I had talked earlier too, shooting out of the ground, you can see here too. Okay, and merry means happy. Spilling means to move out in a great numbers. Okay, and then after van, that means colorless, you can say, and pale, that is feverish yellow. So these were the important terms, and I think you should write down. By the way, if you have not understood certain terms or certain things, you can play back this video. Well, student, now wait for the next lecture. Bye.